the series countdown premieres on the 25th, and it really caught my interest. It's a crime series, and Jason X is showing up as a favorite in a lot of people's lists. There's Leon from Resident Evil, there's Batman, there's Ghost Rider. Everyone wants Jason X. He's a good actor, he's really charismatic. It's tough, right? Jason X is joining a cool series in a style we like, and I think the crime genre is making a bit of a comeback. True crime is a hit, but there are lots of ways to approach true crime. Wednesday did it perfectly, because you put a well-known character into the true crime genre. Here, it's more true to life, more about the police and all that. So it's a character he knows how to play. He's used to solving supernatural mysteries, and I think this is going to be an easy win for Prime Video. It was a great choice, and we'll be following along here. After 347 episodes playing one of the Winchester brothers, then we had Soldier Boy. Now we're going to have Jason X as a cop. It's been a while since we've seen something in this genre, right? Cop. Stands at 6 feet 1 inch, he's tall. He'd make a great Batman alongside Corinne Sweat, who's just over 6 feet 3 inches, right? 6 feet 4 inches. That's a good height to be Batman. Hey, subscribe to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. Do the CCC, like, comment, and share. Tell me in the comments where you're watching a Linhagem from, and include your city too. Which city are you talking about? I want to know. Let's go. Look, Prime Video is becoming the streaming service of the far right. Pretty soon, Haddad is going to tax Prime Video even more, huh? You know why? Because it's not just recently that the platform has been investing in productions that focus on entertainment and leave the ideological agenda aside, unlike most streaming services. We are seeing a very big drop in lack rate. Man, check this out, it's interesting. We talked about this, I don't remember if it was this year or last year. We're already lost in space and time, but one of the companies that publicly spoke out against the woke agenda was Amazon. And now, all of a sudden, we're seeing shows like Terminal List, Reacher, House of David, The Chosen, Countdown. These are 5 shows that are far from the woke agenda, and they're not signaling to some right-wing version of woke either. They're giving the audience what they want, entertainment without ideology, without waving flags, without any nonsense. And I think this Jason X series is following that same path. Speaking a bit about Prime, Jeff Bezos wrote that letter, a really good letter, talking about all those outlets that were completely out of touch ideologically and weren't representing what consumers actually think. They weren't representing anyone. They were totally disconnected. Not that you have to represent someone specifically, but Jeff Bezos said that these professional journalists were completely out of touch with reality. One of the biggest fears of the woke crowd is J.K. Rowling, which is considered a luxury belief. It's not about safety here. It's not about J.K. Rowling. We need to organize a boycott. That's the big issue right now. So, Jeff Bezos, I'm not saying he votes for one side or the other. We're talking about the positions that the company and its CEO are taking at the moment. Speaking of luxury beliefs, this movement by actors wanting to tax streaming services and impose quotas on audiovisual productions is also a luxury belief. Check out the synopsis. The story begins after a strange murder takes place in broad daylight. The crime leads Los Angeles police officer Mark Machen. Check out that name, huh? Millimeter, even that was intentional. You know what that is? It's a strategy to get the first and last name stuck in your head, which is a classic. That was created by Stan Lee. Always with the same sound, Bruce Banner. Always working with that phonetic pattern, because then you have a certain power, Peter Parker. So, check this out. Special Agent Mark Machen is going to be recruited to join an undercover task force for an investigation. As the truth behind a more sinister plot comes into focus, the team must overcome their conflicting personal goals and come together to save a city of millions. It's a simple plot, okay, that will involve investigation, police action, and their personal dilemmas. There's a scene in the trailer where Jason X is in the bathroom with some medicine, so he'll probably have his own personal issues. I don't know if it's medication for depression, anxiety, panic attacks, burnout, or some other condition he needs to treat with medicine. But the cast is also interesting. It's not just about Jason X. We've got Eric Dane, from Grey's Anatomy and Euphoria. So, Jason X's team is really good. You have a strong cast, and on top of that, you've got a solid lineup. This guy's presence really says a lot about the concept of the series. His presence speaks volumes about the idea, the proposal, and the audience they're aiming for. There's more. In a recent interview, Jason X said that his character is a lot like Dean Winchester. But of course, right? That's obviously his strategy to attract Supernatural fans, which is a huge fan base. It's a really big fandom, so he's being pretty smart here. You know Supernatural has a massive fan base, right? And when he makes that connection, why is that? Guys, that's just a fact. I'll try to be modest with this number, but 80% of the people who are going to watch this series are doing it because of Jensen Ackles. Jason pointed out that Supernatural fans won't see angels, demons, or monsters, but they will find Dean Mark Machens' sarcasm and sharp wit. He also mentioned that Matthew is a character who will do whatever it takes to do the right thing, even if it means breaking a few rules. Well, next, Matthew's team gets recruited. Then there's a scene that might seem, you know, it's just these little details I notice, especially in this plot. The boss, he's in this room, and then he gathers the whole cast here and says, "I've brought together the best." I love when that happens. I've gathered the specialists. But that's super cliché. That doesn't really get me. But I love that cliché, man. I love it. Well, they'll have to stop a terrorist attack as big as or even bigger than 9/11, which is being planned by a foreign figure. So, we'll see a lot of action scenes and investigation. The guy himself, Jensen Ackles, it's not a bazooka, it's that thing you use to break down doors, but he's also got a shotgun here. One of the frames. The series also promises to deliver some moments of disguise and espionage, very much in the style of the 80s. There are two scenes that show the disguises. Jensen Ackles and Jessica are dressed up in formal wear at a party, and then Jensen Ackles is disguised as a prisoner with a shotgun. So we're going to have that in the story too. What we want is good action, a good story, explosions, and cars crashing into each other. That's it. So, guys, the series is coming out on June 25th, which is a Wednesday. 3 episodes will be released at launch, and then 1 episode per week until September. There will be 13 episodes, and here we'll talk about each episode as it comes out. So let's watch it together. I invite you to watch Countdown, and then come here so we can chat about the episodes of this series. I'm really excited. Okay, I think it's going to be a good series, and I think Prime Video is on a really cool path when it comes to entertainment. I'm enjoying it, and lately they've been making some good moves, especially with soccer. Pretty soon, they're going to start giving Netflix a run for their money. Exactly. And Haddad too, and the Brazilian artists. Prime Video is the right-wing version of you. Deal with it. Leave your opinions in the comments, they're always important. Thank you to everyone who made it this far. Give it a triple C, subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next video.